In the kitchen whipping sauce.
Whipping sauce.
Whipping sauce.
Whipping sauce.
Texture dripping with the sauce.
Dripping with the sauce.
Finessing getting it with the sauce.
Getting it with the sauce.
In the kitchen whipping
In the
sauce.
kitchen whipping sauce.
Whipping sauce.
Whipping sauce.
My texture dripping with the sauce.
Dripping with the sauce.
Flexing on it with the sauce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chef Life TV. I have one of the dopest chefs in LA. His name is Chef Nate Santana. He is a canna chef. Is that how I introduce you? A canna chef?
I think that's how they call it.
Awesome. So just talking about yourself a little bit, bro, before I ask you all these questions.
So my name's Nate. Obviously, you guys know that already. I'm 31. I'm a chef out here in Los Angeles. Right now times are tough, so none of us are cooking. But I moved out here about 10 years ago with a dream, and I've been following it ever since. Being able to cook with cannabis and everything now, and just explore our culinary world with different ingredients. It's pretty exciting. There's a lot of flavor that goes on with cannabis, just like there does with spices that you get from different countries. And it's the same thing with weed. You know what I'm saying? If it's grown right, done right, and you treat it like your babies, you grow for flavor, and you can get something really magical out of it. And it's really cool to share that with people so they can experience it, because a lot of people are skeptical on smoking weed and using cannabis in their food. But if you introduce it to them right and you educate them, you're more likely to ease into somebody that's never tried it before and that actually really enjoys it. So it's been a real pleasure to be able to do that. And obviously, I run a restaurant here in LA too called Pru and Proper. I'm the chef de cuisine over there.
Okay.
We do high-end Southern hospitality. I've been there for a little over a year now. Before I was there, I was the executive sous over at the Wallace for Joel Miller, and I spent 5 years there. That's where I really learned a lot about myself, about being a chef, a person, everything. Joel taught me a lot. I really thank him for that. He's always been a good friend of mine ever since I left. And I think that's where I got my wings, I guess you could say that, because I wasn't shit before, and then he really let me spread my wings over there. He let me put food on the menu. He kind of let me be my own person, and it was really awesome.
So I read your bio, of course, and I read about Chef Joe Miller.
Yeah.
And his dishes are Mediterranean inspired, right?
Yeah, Mediterranean inspired. Joel worked at I can't think of the name right now, but he worked Clio. He worked at Clio he was at Clio for a while. And that's where a lot of his Mediterranean inspired food comes from, and a lot of his flavors. Because Joel is also, I believe he's I don't want to say Mexican, but he's Jewish and part something else. I forgot, but he does a lot of Hispanic and Mediterranean influence style food, which I like a lot, and that's the kind of flavors that I like to cook with.
Dude, I follow you on the gram, and you be making some legit Mexican food, like tortas and all types of shit, bro. Your shit looks good, fam. Your food looks bomb.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. I mean, I like to cook food that I like to eat, and I like to cook food that that is approachable to everybody. At the end of the day, it's just about flavor and taste, and does it taste good? I see a lot of everybody that does fine dining, and that has 30 million different ingredients on a plate, and it makes sense. Obviously, it tastes great, but it's simple is better. I think I like more simple things that take a lot more technique, like curing meats or making fucking tortillas and shit.
So excuse me, coming up in kitchens in New York City, anywhere, you work with a lot of Mexican cooks.
Yeah.
And it skips me, man. And you had it on your Instagram, the crunchy. You roll them up and then you fry them.
Oh, the flautas?
Oh, bro, them shits right there, dude. You had some up on your Instagram, dude. I was like, yo, I could go for that right now.
Oh
Those
yeah,
were
man.
bomb.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff from my grandmother too. Um, but like I kind of just took it upon my own self to learn how to do tortillas, to learn how to, make different styles of moles. And I read a lot. I eat a lot. I go out to eat a lot. I mean, I guess that's what we do as chefs. I like to go out to eat. I like to, you know, hang out with friends and, try new things. I've been on a burger kick lately, so I've been going out and trying all these smash burgers at different places.
It's just something about burgers sometimes, bro. You get you a good fucking burger, man, with some crunchy fucking with some crispy fries, man. You fucking good.
Exactly, and it's like it's
Saying?
so simple and it's so good, like it's just like the fucking taco, like it's literally a tortilla with really good flavored meat and some simple ingredients such as cilantro and onion. You don't got to do much to it, but
Nah, bro.
if
Good.
you do it right, it's fucking fantastic, and it's like it brings back a memory.
Listen, speaking about that and speaking in that way, people say it's not hard to fuck up a burger, but nowadays that a lot of chefs are getting into making burgers, it's you can fuck up a burger, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! It's all about how you cook it, the meat, the kind of buns you're using, the condiments. Like, yeah, you can go get a generic piece of meat, some ground beef from the store, and slice it up, and I'm sure it'll be delicious. But like, it's like when you start experimenting with different cuts of meat, like brisket and chuck and
Yeah,
ground all
sure,
those up,
man.
it's like you get such a different flavor from all the fat that's in there, and it's like the ground beef you're getting from the store, there's no marbling, there's no nothing. So it's like they'll still be juicy, but half the time your shit's gonna be dry.
Like a fucking hockey puck.
Exactly. And it's like who wants to eat that shit? It's funny too, because like some of the guys that I work with, they all grew up in like South Central, the hood, and everything like that. And they always get burgers at work because we have a really good burger. And I always ask
Okay.
them like, "How do you want your burger cooked?" They're like, "Fucking well." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You want it well?" He goes, "I want a hood burger. There ain't no medium rares in the hood." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know why there's no medium well burgers in the hood? Because the quality of food we get is not that good, bro.
Yep,
You see what
exactly.
I'm
And it's like
saying?
I think that everybody should have access to good quality food. Like I see like everything that's fucking going on right now, man. People are out there buying up fucking toilet paper and all the stock of this shit, and like dried canned vegetables and frozen vegetables. It's like Jesus Christ. There's not a fucking food shortage. I see corn sitting right there. Why don't you learn how to cook?
Mm. I'll tell you something. My wife is. I told her like you should be that meme that's going around saying oh I wish you had a chef and you was quarantined or whatever, right?
Uh huh.
I told my wife that she says, listen, I'm not complaining because man, I've been throwing down in the house the past few days, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah.
everybody's eating great in this house, man.
That's how I feel too. It's like if we're gonna be fucking stuck at home, we're gonna be eating good.
Yeah, man. And I'm not making all this fancy shit, bro. I'm making arroz con habichuela. I'm making fucking rice and beans. I'm making fucking roasted chicken, boiled cassava with pickled onions. I'm taking it back, bro. You know what I'm
Hell,
saying?
hell yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. Is beef stews, chicken and rice soup, and it's like, it's nothing fancy, but it just feels better when you do it yourself, and it's like you do it with your hands, and you sit down and eat. You're like, damn, that's fucking good.
Yeah, man. And you're at home just chilling, bro.
Exactly.
Um, I just interviewed a chef from London, and I keep telling myself I have to stop saying when I'm interviewing because this whole podcast thing, bro. I just winged it. I said, fuck it, I'm doing it. I have no experience doing this shit, but I'm just gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, why not? And it's like it's a great way to connect with people, and it's like why not like make friends in other cities, other states, other countries. It's like because then once you do that, it's like you got a friend for life. You go out there and they're gonna take care of you.
Dude, I'm trying to listen, man. Once this shit is like, I always told myself I'm gonna travel more, but after this shit, bro, listen, man. Save a
Oh yeah,
little
I'm
money.
going everywhere.
Yeah, bro. Take a weekend, leave Friday night, come back Sunday, go to work Monday. Like that's
Yeah,
type of shit. The type of shit that I'm gonna be on after this shit, because this shit is insane.
yeah. And trust me, this whole time off has been great, but it's like all right, like let's
It,
fucking figure this out.
it catches up, right?
Yeah, like fucking I don't know. I don't even know what to do.
Listen, man, write a book. Dude, read. I've been telling myself, listen, I have all these cookbooks in the house, right? I mean, I have all of Thomas Keller's collection. I have like people from Brazil, Mexico. I got what's the Enrique
Enrique
Olivera.
Olvera.
Yo, his cookbook is fire, bro.
Oh yeah, it's great.
His cookbook is fire. So I just been like, just skimming through shit, reading shit, putting shit in my notepad when I can, and just having
Man.
fun, man. You gotta stay busy, man, especially in the house, because if not, you're gonna go fucking stir crazy.
Oh yeah, I got it. Dude, I've been organizing my cabinets. I hung shit up in my kitchen. I mean, that's why I started making tortillas the other night. I was like, fuck it, I got the time. Like, why not just do it? Like, brush up on
Dude,
my skills and.
I honestly think you should start some shit where because I see all these other chefs and they're doing a great job, especially out here. You got Chill Cooker, Chef Kelvin. They doing this thing where they show people how to cook food in your house.
Yeah.
You should
I was
start doing
thinking
that shit.
about that, like
Dude,
like
your
live
food is
cooking
fucking
classes.
fire. You should do that
Thanks,
shit.
brother. I really appreciate that.
You should do that shit, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, especially because we all touch bases on cultures that that we live in different regions and stuff like that. Especially you with your Mexican food, bro, and the shit you're doing over there, bro. If you do like an IGTV and you show it live, I'm pretty sure people will fucking follow and spread the word, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my kitchen set up so I can do that, and so I live in a little studio apartment right now, so things are a little tight, but I make it work. So I'm trying to get my kitchen set up so we get to do more live cooking, and hopefully I can do some over here at my girl's house too because she has a bigger kitchen. But I wanted to do that to hopefully pass the time and keep
Yeah.
people inspired, to keep cooking, like, keep the positive vibes going because that's all we really have right now. And like, we just gotta fucking stay fucking positive because what else are we gonna do?
Sure.
Like I'm walking around outside right now. It's like I try to sit down, but it's like I can't sit down. Like my body is just like,
Well, you gotta keep
like,
moving a little bit. You gotta keep just going back and forth and shit.
yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's get. I know we got a little bit off topic. My bad. Let's get back to
No,
topic.
it's all good.
Okay. So, I can't pronounce his name. Chef Sammy
Mansour.
Mansour, right? And that's what you work for now, and it's Southern-based cuisine,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
Sammy's from North Carolina.
So do you have a challenge going from Mediterranean to Southern cuisine, or was that just easy for you?
Well, it was actually, I don't want to say it was easy. It was actually a challenge because it's like I've never really cooked much Southern food. Like, and it's like, what do you classify as Southern food? People think Southern food is just fried chicken and, collard greens and stuff like that, but it's really not. There's a lot more value that goes into it. It's a lot more technique. People think that, Southern food is just super heavy shit, but it's not. It's like, if people understood what Creole all that means, it's like a melting pot of different cuisines. So I try to take Southern ingredients and use different techniques, in different cuisines. Like I just did this shishito pepper dish, and I love XO sauce, which is very Japanese, and it's traditionally made with dried shrimp, dried scallop, and like bacon or something. But I went and made an XO sauce with crunchy ham and dried crawfish heads. And instead of the traditional mirepoix you would use in XO, I used the Holy Trinity: bell pepper, celery, Anaheim's, jalapeno, country ham, and it's like instead of fucking some sesame oil, I still use some Japanese stuff in there, but it's like instead of mirin and stuff like that, I used whiskey, so it's just tweaking little things like that, to not take away from what you're trying to do, but still giving it that Southern vibe. It's like. It's like I made a fucking bene seed and dried seaweed and dried crawfish had togarashi. So it's like, it's Japanese, but everything in there is Southern flavors. It's Southern fucking technique.
The way you twist it, the way you twist it like that, and you bring in Southern cuisine, that's dope. I would have never thought to do some shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
And Sammy's got a lot of Lebanese. His dad's part Lebanese, so it's like there's still the Mediterranean vibe there, which is really cool. Because we just did this right before all this shit happened. I made a really good baba ganoush, and California tomatoes came in season super early, so we did a nice little a Southern Mediterranean dish. It's baba ganoush. We pickled green tomatoes, regular just fresh tomato. We made a smoked harissa. So it's like it's just taking those like small little tweaks and ingredients and techniques and just kind of making it your own.
Yeah.
There are no rules in food, you know what I'm saying? Like, what rules? There are no rules. Do what you want.
it's great that we reached that level of cuisine now. Because back in the day, it was like, oh, you put it this on that? How fucking dare you? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it's
I
good
mean,
that it's changing.
that's a Massimo Osteria Francesca. Moda. What the
Oh
fuck?
wait,
You,
yeah,
you're.
you're breaking up a little bit, bro. Can you say that again?
Uh, Sorry. What I was saying was when Massimo opened up Osteria Francesca in Modena, like, he was hated on. People were like, what the fuck are you feeding us? This
Yep.
isn't, real
Yep.
Italian food. But then people like opened up their eyes, and then they finally started to eat and taste, and they're like, wow, this brings me back to home. Different
Yep.
technique, but same flavor.
He's a fucking
So,
beast, bro.
oh yeah, and I've been watching all of his IGTV videos of him. We're all stuck in the house right now, so it's like, what else are we gonna do? I've been sending shot challenges to my homies and across the world, and like that's the only way we can connect right now, and it's so sad because we desire such physical connection all the time because we are in the service industry and we are fucking trying to make people happy every day, and like we strive for that physical connection, and that's all been taken away from us right now.
And it fucking sucks, man.
So
Um,
I mean, go
so
ahead. Sorry,
no, that's cool. Listen, man. Listen, man.
we're
We
just
don't have to.
vibing.
We vibing. We don't have to be all stuck up with this shit. We chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point of my shit. I watch all these other podcasts and people be all stuck up and shit. Nah, that's not what I want. I want this to be the most professional, unprofessional chef podcast there is, bro. If that makes
What's
any kind
up?
of sense.
I don't know if you heard, but or you saw it on my Instagram, but I was on the show for Netflix that'll be coming out in a month.
Absolutely, bro.
It's a cannabis
Absolutely.
cooking show, so everyone's got to check that out. Shit's gonna be really good.
Dude, they had a show before, right? And I keep forgetting her name. Adrian Drummer, right? She's out there with you guys, no? In LA?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. She did a competition, but was she in this season?
I
Was she in
don't
this
know.
one?
So the show that was before was called Cooking on High or something, like
Yeah, that's the one.
Cooking on High or something like that. So it's a little bit different. My buddy Luke Reyes was actually one of the first contenders. I think he was actually with her on the same episode. She made like a sandwich or something like that, or they made sandwiches or some shit like that, something like that. But this one was a lot more like
More professional, right? Like
more
more like
professional. Yeah, like it was
yeah.
like Chopped. You know what I'm saying? It's like we actually had like a full like when I watched that show, it's like there was no cooking involved. Like I didn't see anybody cook anything. So
Yeah. It's true.
with this one, there's actually cooking involved. Like we basically had like a whole kitchen, like a whole stage. This was our kitchen with blenders and we had nitrogen to use. We had everything, anything you can think of that we had it there.
Dope.
So it's like it was, you were timed. There was 3 rounds, and it's like, man, I tell you what, when you think 45 minutes is a long time to prep out something, man, that time goes fucking quick.
Bro, 45 minutes ain't shit. I don't know what you're talking about. 45 minutes is not enough time, bro.
Hell no.
Nah, man, that's not enough time. So now, did they give you guys like different? But I don't want to like. Can you answer these questions, or you can't talk about it?
I can talk about it a little bit. Like,
Okay,
so what they did is like at the very beginning, like we did infusions. So the very first part of it, we did infusions, and so we had to infuse all of our stuff, and we had a bunch of different bud to choose from, and
that's what I was gonna ask you. That's dope.
Yeah, we had like oils, we had olive oils, and anything that you can think of, like we had, and I don't know if you heard of him, Chris. I forgot his last name, but he goes by the Herbal Chef.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he was
Mr.
there
420.
with us. Yeah, he was there with us, and he was able to help us out with, I know how to do most of the dosing and everything like that, but he was a big help with like all the mathematics and everything.
Dosing is hard, bro. It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard, and without him, like, I mean, I know how to do it, but he really taught me how to do it better.
See, now the fact that you had him showing you some shit, that's fucking awesome, right?
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. Like, I didn't even know, like, after the show was over and everything, like, I didn't even know he lived in downtown, and he came into the restaurant a couple times, and he's really nice. He's fucking very positive, good personality. He's good people to have on your side.
Shit, man. Listen, man. I'm happy for you. I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been following you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the fact that you live out there and you transform that to that's cool, right? Because a lot of people can't do what Canada chefs do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And fuck it. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I myself tried to do it, and I did a good job, but not a great job. I'm not.
I mean, it's all trial. It's all trial and error. It's like you got to try. It's like if you don't fuck up, then you're not learning.
Yeah. That's true. That's absolutely true.
Like
So,
as a chef, I fuck up all the time, but I learn from it.
Yeah.
You never admit your faults because you got to be that one that's that's it. The leader, and you got to show power and everything. But like we all fuck up. Everybody fucks up, but it's like, what did you learn from it?
yeah, man.
The one thing I ask my cooks all the time when they want to learn more, it's like, do you know how to fix a broken sauce? Do you know why a sauce is breaking? That's not a lot of cooks know why that's doing that now. So it's like, I try to. You got to get back to the basics before you get to the real shit.
Now, you went to culinary school, yes?
Yes, I went to the Art Institute right here in North Hollywood.
Okay, now speaking about getting back to the basics, right? Do you? So I myself went to the Cordon Bleu, graduated. Great, fine. But do you feel like it was worth it, or you feel like you should have just started from the bottom and worked your way up?
I mean, I did start from the bottom. I washed dishes first, and then
This is true. This is true.
then I prepped, and I then I started cooking on the line eventually. But was it worth it? Yeah. I mean, like I didn't get to graduate high school. I didn't walk. I fucked up as a kid. I was on independent study. I feel like I really took that away from my parents because my dad didn't get to walk
See
for high
you.
school or anything like that too. So it was like I could go back to school, but I can go back to culinary school, and then I can enjoy going to school for something that I'm already doing, and and give let my parents have like a nice satisfaction of seeing their kid graduate college. And like it was really a cool moment for me too, because I was never really good in school. I mean, I did school all the time, to go snowboarding, to hang out with my friends, to go eat, shockingly. But going through college, and like I graduated with honors, and like that really surprised myself. And it's like if you really like thank you. If you really put your head down and fucking do the work, you can accomplish anything. I had a dream, and like I still do it. I'm not gonna let this fucking whatever's going on stop me. I'm gonna keep cooking. I'm gonna keep working. Even if it's from home. We have to. It's like it's in our blood. Culinary school taught me. It taught me the basics. It taught me some things. Did I learn? Yes, absolutely. Did I learn more being in the industry? Absolutely. But I'm not gonna shit on it because everybody out there is like, oh, why'd you go to culinary school? You've been in the industry so long. But it's like they do really teach you some stuff that you can't get from the chef. Like if you really think about it, you work for a high-end chef that's running a really high-end restaurant. They don't got time to teach you the basics. They don't got time to teach you what a bâtonnet cut is, a brunoise. I like to show my cooks that the ones that don't have the opportunity to go to culinary school. It's like, how to cut things properly. And it's like I learned that shit from culinary school because I was just in, the mom and pop shops where it wasn't as so into it like that. So like once I started learning how to do shit like that, like I started getting more and more into it. And like I enjoyed going to school. I made really good friends, and not a lot of people that I went to culinary school with are cooking still. And there's only very few of us that are still cooking. And it's like I get it, hardships, money, and it's like, but it's like if you really, really fucking want it, you can fucking do it.
When you put it in that perspective, you just spoke some shit now to where I see it differently. Because at first I was really upset that I went to culinary school, but now that I look at it and the way you're saying it, right? A lot of my friends that I went to school with are not cooks anymore. Are not even trying to pursue it. Are not chefs, and it makes me appreciate the fact that I'm a chef and I stuck with it. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. Fuck it. When I was in culinary school, there was people talking about, yeah, I'm gonna open up a restaurant right when I get out of school, and I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, none of you have even worked in this industry yet. Like, nobody knows how hard it is and how much you really have to fucking sacrifice. I've sacrificed birthdays. I've sacrificed seeing my family. I've sacrificed
Talk about it.
so much to fucking get to where I'm at. And it took me. It's not easy. It took me 5 or 6 years, but like in those 5 or 6 years, I learned a lot of lessons. I was, depression's a motherfucker, and it'll get to you if if you let that take over, because you are not seeing your family, you are not seeing your friends. You're working on the weekend while all your buddies are out getting trashed or whatever. But it's like once I got over that and like I knew I didn't need that, it's like that's when you'll really start to shine, because you're too eager to get out with your buddies and have your days off, but you're not focused while you're at work, and you got to really fucking focus, because if you don't, you're gonna crash.
You know, to quote,
cooking has given everything to me that I have now, and I'm so appreciative of it. I'm so glad I stuck with it. I wouldn't change anything.
It's good to hear, man. I mean, I feel the same way. If it was for me being a chef, I would never met my wife. So
same, man. Like,
yeah.
if it wasn't for me being a chef, I probably would have traveled. I probably would have seen the world. But it's like, I was in Rome in October with Chef Sammy, and we went out there. He invited me, actually, because he was invited. He's part of Seafood Watch, and he does a lot of this stuff with sustainability, and our restaurant's all about sustainability. We just went carbon free this year. No carbon footprints. We compost everything, and we have a non-waste bar program, so we don't, everything gets used, the skins, so it's a no-waste bar program. And we actually got invited to go to Rome for World Food Day, and it was literally the best experience that I've ever fucking had, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
Like, we went to Rome. We met up with Christina. I forgot her last name, but everybody knows who she is. She's the lady that has the pink hair. She's a really famous chef. She has a Michelin star restaurant out there in Rome, and she was part of the team that we were on. And when we got there, it was 5 of us. It was me. It was Chef Coco from South Africa. It was Coco from South Africa. My friend Mega from India. There was somebody else there, Myra from Peru. So it's like you have all these countries and everything coming together for like one single purpose, and it was amazing. It's like, and then you have us from fucking Los Angeles.
You're talking about Christina Bowerman.
Yes, right? That's who it is.
Yeah.
Yep. It was crazy, man. It's like when I was over there, and like the first thing we did was we fucking went and got pizza at this place, and where we stayed at, we were staying in this little town called Testaccio, and it was basically like it felt like the Brooklyn of Rome, and it was awesome, and we got there, we ate, and it was amazing, and we met Christina, and like she took us to her restaurant. We got to dine at this Michelin star fucking restaurant, and like she sent us out like 15 courses, and like it's those connections that you make like that, because I was just watching David Chang's new show, and he's sitting with Christina. It was the new episode of Ugly Delicious, and he was sitting with Christina, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, how cool is that I could know her? I literally fucking got on my phone and I'm on Instagram, like hitting her up, like, guess what I'm watching on TV right now? And like the fact that I was able to do that is fucking cool.
That's awesome, bro. That's
and
amazing.
Like, if you watch Nancy Silverton's episode of Chef Staple, they're in Rome and they go to this pizza place, that she talks about. That's what her concept of Triple Beam came from, is this pizza place. They cut it for you and they weigh it. And as soon as it starts, like I see her, like I hadn't seen it since I've been back from Rome. And she literally goes to the same place, the very first place that Sammy took me to. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, that's where we were at. It's crazy, that you get to experience something like that, and then you come home and it's like you're watching something that you've seen 3 times already, but now you're like, holy shit, I've been there. I know where she's at. I know what that tastes like, and I can taste the food in my mouth. And I'm like, fucking A.
Dude, that experience sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, and it's like it's all from cooking, man. It's like, cooking. Yeah, it's hard. We don't get paid a lot of money, but the memories that you store and you get to share and with people is priceless.
Listen, man. That was great, bro. I wish I could experience something like that, man. You know, that's amazing. Um, there I go saying again. I hate saying when I interview people, man. I have to break that habit.
I do that all the time. I do or the or
Yeah, I hate. I'm trying to like correct myself with that. But to quote you, you said, "I love celebrating the Cali food and the culture that I grew up with while pushing the envelope on modern plant-based cuisine." Is plant-based food something you're just getting into, or you've been into that?
I mean, I love vegetables. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really like to cook with cool vegetables and show that you don't that they're delicious. I growing up, my fam like I ate a lot at my grandmother's house, but my mom's kind of picky, so it's like I didn't have like I guess the experience. I didn't get to experience really delicious vegetables because my mom never really cooked them that much. But like once I grew a palate and I like started making a little bit of money and working, when I was younger, I would go out and eat and try different things. And like that's where, at 13, 14 is when I really first started like eating really good vegetables. And I'm like, man, this shit is delicious. Like, why do we
Yeah.
cook this shit more at home? And it's like my mom's like one of those persons like if she doesn't like it, she won't try it. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, I try to get her to try new things, and she just won't do it. But it's like, man, if you only just gave it a chance, like
A
it's
chance,
delicious.
right?
Like, yeah. So it's like I really got into cooking with vegetables because it was something that I didn't have growing up, and it's like it's fucking delicious, man. Like I don't know, like I'm outside at my girl's house right now, and I see this fucking grapefruit tree, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna pick one of these off and go wash it and eat it. Like it's
That's
little
dope.
little things like that are like plant based like I think what I meant by plant based is more modern cooking with weed too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So it's a little mix of vegetables and modern cooking with weed because like if you really want to get into the history and the cooking of everything with weed, like man, it goes back to the BC era, and like people were using cannabis to smoke fish, to smoke pigs, to smoke you know
Damn. Word.
Yeah, so it's like you really got to do your research, and like in Indian and Egyptian cuisine, like they use cannabis a lot, like back in the day.
That's fucking awesome, bro.
So
I
it's
mean,
like
I
like you
mean,
need
so,
to.
so speaking about you and Canna Cuisine, right?
Yeah.
So you got into it. I want to say the past 2 years or like longer than that.
I mean, I was into it when I was in culinary school, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And then, like I always told my friends when I was in culinary school, I was like, "Fuck, man, this would be badass to be able to cook beautiful dishes and add cannabis to it." But I didn't know how. I didn't have the means. I was a broke cook college student.
So
Um,
do you consider yourself a stoner or not?
oh, bro, I smoke weed every day. I wake up and wake and bake every morning.
Every morning. Okay,
But
so
like, I'm not like a lazy. Like people think stoners are like lazy. Like I'm not
hell
fucking
no,
lazy.
hell no. I
You know what
listen.
I'm saying? Like
It's
I can
bro. It's
smoke.
2020. If you think a
Yeah,
stoner's
exactly.
lazy,
Like
you're fucking yeah.
I could smoke and fucking go for a hike. It's like yeah, whatever. I'm a stoner. I don't give a fuck. I'm proud of it. I enjoy it. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I enjoy some cocktails every now and then. But it's like I rather just twist one up and just kick it with the homies. Like dive into a book. Like I actually really like to get stoned and just fucking cook. Like I hate to admit it, but like when I was working the line over at, when I was working for Joel at the Wallace, like there was a shop right by our restaurant. And so I would take my break at 5. I was still, I was the executive sous over there. So I would take my break by 5, after all the prep and everything is done, I got my
A
orders
little
in.
spliff. You know what I'm
30 minutes
saying? It's
before
alright.
30 minutes before service, I would go over there and I'd take 2 fat ass dabs and I would just go run saute all night long. And like
Damn, you took it to
that shit
the
is
next level, bro.
yeah. And I would just cook saute, but it's like I fucking loved it. Like people were like, I don't know how you cook high all the time. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just something like once I get into my groove and we start getting busy and things are coming in, you can't stop. Like, I would take 2 dabs and do 250 covers.
Oof.
And like, you know, like there.
I will never dab, my brother. More power to you.
Oh yeah, and like, you know, like I was cooking with Chef one night, and like it was always me and him that would run saute together. You know, I was the executive sous, but I still cooked. You know, I liked that. I even though I was there fucking 14 hours, like I loved being on the
Love being
line.
on the line, bro. That's what it is, bro. Yo, as a sous chef, bro, if you're not on the line, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's our job, bro. We have to we have to be that bridge between
You know,
cooks and the chef, bro. That's the
ex-
sous
ex-
chef's job, man.
exactly. And like as the CDC now, like I still work on the line with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy that shit. I want to be on the line with the boys. You know, just because I have a title and I'm your boss, like, doesn't mean shit. I want to cook with you. I want to cook food. Like, that's what I was born to do is cook food. And like, you know, there was times I would work with Joel and like I'd be like super stoned. I didn't realize how fast I was cooking, and he would be like, you know, we had a big open patch, and I would just keep dropping saute pans in front of him to plate. He goes, hey, slow down, bud. I was like, sorry.
Yeah. Hey, shit. Listen, man. So the name of your company is
Cultured.
Culture Create and
So
Destroy, or just Culture?
the name of the company is Cultured, and then our slogan is Create and Destroy.
Ah, okay, I got that wrong. Okay, cool.
So it's kind of like Thrasher, you know, skate and destroy, but we create with our hands and we destroy with our hands.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
Great
so
concept, bro.
I got into that. That's when. So yeah, back to the cannabis cooking. I got into that, and then I met. I guess I get. Yeah, I can say his name now. He's got his citizenship and everything. My buddy Julian. He's from Bordeaux in France, and his parents they grow
Yeah.
wine. They have like a vineyard. And
Shit.
so he took that technique of, you know, all organic, everything from the vineyard, and put it into his bud. So
Oh,
he,
so you got the plug for the good
yeah.
wine. I mean,
So
bro, throw something my way, baby. You know what I'm saying?
it's like it's straight, you know, straight from the source to, you know, to the plate. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're taking that farm to table concept and really making it from farm to table, because, you know, he has his farm.
Yeah.
He has his farm out here in LA.
Word?
And yeah, it's out here in
That's
LA.
dope. That's
Uh,
dope.
you can find them on Instagram. It's called Boda Farm California, and you can see. You know, I'll forward you his profile on Instagram so you
Yeah,
can check it
definitely, bro.
out.
Because you know I'm all about supporting and giving shout outs. So send it my way, and I will put it out there, bro.
So he's the one that got me. You know, he's the one that got me into, you know, people growing weed for flavor, because
Mm.
he grows for flavor. You know, I've seen some of the stuff he like. Obviously, I've seen, but like I go to his farm, and you know his plants are beautiful. Like I haven't seen something that beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, but it tastes so good. Like he had I forgot what strain it was, but it literally tastes like passion fruit and guava, and like
What?
you can taste the, yeah, man, it's like it's crazy. Like this, he has this strain called Urkel Electric, and man, it tastes like blueberry, lemon. Like that's why I use his
Dude.
buds, and it's like, you know, people are like, oh, we got to decarb it, and we got to make butters, and you know we got to make fucking oils, and you know that's what we have to do to cook with cannabis. But it's like, no,
Bro,
you don't. Like
I'm already
you don't
thinking.
need to cook it out. Like you
Look,
take that flavor.
I'm already thinking blueberry crumble. I'm thinking fucking guava. I mean passion fruit, panna cotta. I'm thinking all types of shit, bro. As soon as you said all
Exactly.
that, dude.
So it's like you take that flavor, and it's like, man, if you take a, you know, a piece of bud, you use a microplane, you take that flavor, you shave it real good on a microplane. It's like using citrus or anything else. You're going to release all
Mm.
those oils and all those terpenes that give off that smell and the flavor. But you don't have to cook it. Yeah, you're not going to get as high from it, but the fact that you're able to shave it into something and really release all that flavor without overpowering it with a fucking terpene, and you're actually using the bud for its purpose as an herb, it's there's endless things, you know, dehydrating it, making it into salts. Like you can do so much.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. You got this shit down to a science.
You know, it's just about tasting everything. It's like, man, I smell things, and like when I love weed. Like I'm a big advocate of it. I think it's a great medicine, but it's like the smell. The smell always gets me because it's always different. People say all weed smells the same, but it fucking doesn't.
Don't, bro.
It
My
doesn't.
my brother lives in he used to live in Susain City or Vallejo up there by San Fran. And when he comes, I slow down from smoking bud.
Yeah.
But when he comes, bro, he has his car. He brings some shit, bro. He brings some Cali over, bro. And I say, bro, I take like 2 pulls and I am good.
Oh
Good.
yeah.
That shit is real, bro. The shit out there is the shit, bro.
Yeah, and like he's not like he's not big yet because he doesn't want to sell out. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking sell out to these big companies. Like all their like I go to shops, like I still go to the shops in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because the weed is so good. Like if you go to the right shop in the hood, but it's like all these shops that are open now. It's like you're buying weed from them, and it's like fucking $55 an eighth most places, and you're paying for the fucking packaging, and the weed that you get is fucking. It's like fucking dirt,
Straka.
fucking
Straka. It's trash.
compressed garbage, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this? Like, I'm literally paying for the bottle that you're giving me. Like, I'd rather go to the hood.
In the East Coast, we call that
go to-
haraka. Trash.
Haraka?
That's what we call it. Haraka. When it's trash,
I'm gonna
it's called haraka.
I'm gonna start using that every time I smell something that's garbage. I'm like, that's haraka, and they're like, what
That's
the fuck is
haraka,
that?
bro.
That's
trash
garbage,
out-
motherfucker. That's
garbage
trash.
out here, bro. Yo, does your boy have stuff in San Fran or no?
Not in,
Well, he's just
not in
local.
San Fran, but he's just local. But
Okay.
Off the record, if you needed something, there's plenty of ways we can get it to you.
Well, I was off the record. My editor, you hear this? Off the record. My brother lives in San Fran. So is that still legal? That's still legal, right?
Yeah, you can travel with it anywhere. You can ship it.
Right.
Everything's legal. Like they just passed the law in LA. Like when you were able to travel and fly, you can fly with bud out of LAX. But I think it's only
like a certain amount.
No, I think you can only fly within
Cali.
your state, right? Like Cali, like to San Fran or something. Like you could take bud with you. I'm not sure though. I don't know if it's all domestic flights that you can leave LAX and go to fucking New York because I know it's legal.
Dude, I'm gonna connect you with my brother in San Fran. He's like he just like you, bro. He wakes up and bake before he goes to work. He smoke on his break. He smoke on the way home. He smoke before he goes to bed. So
in the car.
I'm gonna connect you with him, bro. Because if you saying shit like blueberry and passion fruit, that'd be dope, bro.
Oh yeah, it's fire, dude. And like, fucking when I went to Rome, off the record again, I double cryovac actually an eighth, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it, and I got it in.
Whoa.
I put it in my fucking luggage, and I double cryovac'd it. I rolled it in my pants, and it's like I got there, and I'm like, fuck, I hope it's there, because it's like, what are they really gonna say? It's an eighth, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm trying to smuggle fucking kilos of cocaine into there.
Still, bro, you fucking bugging.
Yeah, so it's like I got there, and I opened up my luggage and I fucking unrolled my pants and it was still there. I'm like, yes.
Oh man, you tripping, bro? I ain't taking no international flight with nothing.
I was like, you know what? I'm going for it because I had my pen with me too. I had my stizzy, so I was like, it's a fucking 13-hour flight, and I'm literally in the plane in the bathroom like hitting my stizzy. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you got balls, my guy. I can't do no shit like that.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what are they gonna do? Kick me off the plane?
Yeah, you're right. But boy, if customs gets a hold of you, though, dog.
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like a fucking jewel pen, so it's like, what it like?
Yeah,
I'm telling us,
It's still dope though, man. You was probably chilling on that flight, huh?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I got trashed at the airport, then I woke up and got trashed again on the flight, and then went back to sleep.
Cool. All right, we're back on the record now, my brother. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite bud to cook with?
It depends. If I'm cooking, if I want to do like meats and stews, I'm gonna use something that's more like piney, like an OG. But if I'm doing like, if you're doing something fresh, I like to use like citrusy, like super lemon haze, cherry pie. Gorilla Glue is actually a really good strain to cook with that I like. I really like Sour Diesel because it has a good lemony and orange taste to it.
Okay.
I think one of my favorite strains, and you don't see a lot now, is Sour Diesel, and I know that's a big East Coast strain, and it's actually one of my favorites to smoke. White Widow, like all the OG strains, you know what I'm saying? The ones you don't see anymore. LA Confidential, Northern Lights,
Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. Yep.
Mm.
I just got some. I got my hands on some Bubba Kush the other day, and I'm like, man, I haven't seen this in so long, and it was so good.
Damn, Damn, bro. That's the type of shit you cook with. So imagine. I mean, I know you don't cook for people to get high. You cook for them to get mellowed out, right?
Yeah, it's all about to be mellow. It's for the flavor. I cook for people to that want to experience something that they haven't experienced yet, to give them an opportunity. It's like it's not about getting people high. It's about sharing an experience with them and opening their mind up and showing them that it's not as bad as they think it is.
Absolutely, man. Listen, bro. You took two things you love and turned it into one. You accomplish a lot just doing that right there, man. And you're getting paid for it, so it's awesome.
Oh yeah, and it's I'm thankful for it every single fucking day that I'm able to do it. Like, it's the, the fact that I can cook and use all these cool ingredients. Like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know. There's no words to put it. I'm thankful.
So now, let's keep it running for a second. Have you ever gotten somebody way too fucked up from your can of cooking?
At an event, no, but trial and error, yes.
Yeah. Give me the best story you have right now.
Well, it's myself. So I was just trying different techniques and different things, and I made what did I make? I think I made like a stew or something, and I think I just added a little too much, and like I ate. I ate, and I'm like, man, this tastes great. The flavor is good. I was like, but I don't feel anything yet. Same thing, It was when I was first starting to do it.
Yeah.
So I, added a little bit more, and same thing with one of your buddies. I was like, holy shit, I'm way too high right now. But no, I haven't gotten anybody too high at an event, thankfully, because you don't want to do that. I don't want no one calling the cops, because if you get somebody too high,
that's what scares me, bro. When I did my two dinners, that's what scared me. If I get somebody too high, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so when I do my events, I make everybody sign a waiver. It's they're private. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're technically not supposed to, charge for it. So it's quote unquote donations.
Copy.
And so it's like I tie up a waiver like, hey, saying like this is what you're doing, you're consuming, like you can't call it, like if you get too high, it's on you, because people are I microdose my dishes. So if I'm doing 5 courses, it's going to be like a 2 milligram dose in every dish, because I don't want people to get too high. But if you're like me, to have a little tolerance built up and you want a little more, I'll give you a little more. But people are smoking and drinking too at the same time. So I tell them, like, be careful, because if you get too fucked up, that's on you.
I'm confused. I thought, now in LA you could charge for that, no?
Well, you can, but it's like you have to have a license.
Copy.
So like there's different platforms that you can go on that allow people like us that are still, I guess you could call it underground, that are still doing underground events, to have that platform that we can promote and everything. Like you can promote, but you don't want to. You see the charge for the tickets and everything. Kind of when you go to that platform, I don't ever put an amount of how much it is. Like I always direct them back to the link.
And you always put like you always say CBD, not THC, right? That's the key word.
Yeah, I always say CBD instead of THC. But once you go to our platform and then you learn about the experience, like we are using THC. My buddy Manny Mendoza, shout out to him out there in Chicago. He runs Herbal Notes, and he's doing great things out there in Chicago too, man. He was on, and it breaks my heart because he was on a really big path to really fucking getting marijuana and cannabis accepted out there. He was doing events at restaurants, and there's people bringing their kids and everything. Like it was like family oriented, because people are open minded and they want to learn. They're like, and what he's doing right now with Herbal Notes is it's pretty fucking amazing. And like, I want to get there with Cultured. He really had to take the step. He worked, but he really had a team behind him to really get this up and going. I've been trying to do Cultured by myself, and it's like, I know that's not an excuse, but day-to-day life, like running the restaurant and everything, kind of came first before my whole cannabis thing. It's like, now it's like, fuck it, I got all this time. I'm gonna put everything that since I'm not working, I'm gonna put everything that I have in a Cultured while I have this time right now to sit at home and really get this going. And I really hope like, you know, this show brings more awareness to it, and like it kind of like helps like blow it up a little bit more, but still more awareness.
Dude,
And, like, you know,
why don't you, off the record, why don't you just fucking do it now, bro? Like, send people messages and send people to come to your crib, and you do it at home for like 15 people, bro, and just charge.
so that's what I'm trying to do is, you know, I want to get a loft out here in downtown LA and do private dinners at my house. 10, 15 people, you know, $100, 6 courses. You'll get a gift bag when you come in here. You know, we'll roll some joints. We'll have some fun.
Fuck it, bro. I mean, even doing this quarantine shit, who the fuck is gonna know?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So, bro, just fucking do it, man.
That's what I'm gonna. We're working on it. Like me and my buddy have been talking about it. He goes, dude, he's like, I can't not like make drinks. You know, he's my bar manager. And he's like, you know, we should find a space to do some pop-ups, like 10, 15 people. He goes, I know we're not supposed to be around people, but like this is what we do. And I'm like, I know. And like I kind of took this week to chill out to see what the fuck was going on, and you know how serious this is really getting. And it's like now it's like, all right, let's do this. Like next week it's like all gas, no brakes.
And just for nothing, you could probably charge a little more because there's no fucking restaurants open out here, bro.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get back on the record now. So, at the end of the show, I ask people the basic 3 questions that I always ask them because, you know, for me, these 3 questions shows a chef's personality. So I'm gonna start off and say, what was the first dish you made that had you feel like, yo, I got the chef shit down packed?
I think it was the first dish that I made was like I got it down is when it was super simple. It was just a purslane and plum salad over at the Wallace. It was the first dish that Joel let me put on the menu, and it was a purslane salad with plums, figs, picked purslane, some goat cheese cream, and a green harissa vinaigrette with a almond granola.
Yeah.
Like I took a picture of it and I plated it up, and I'm like I looked at it and I'm like, damn. That was like the aha
proud of
moment
it.
for me when I was very proud of it, and like I gave it to him, and because I had made dishes for him before, you know what I'm saying? He goes, oh, it needs more work, and like I gave him this that's why I was like, you know, simple cooking is like that's when I discovered like, you know, simpler is better. You know, let's cut the bullshit and let the ingredients shine. And I presented him the salad, and he was like, this is really fucking good because this is going on the menu tonight, and I'm like, hell yeah.
That's fucking dope.
And then ever since then, it's just fucking, you know, it's like, you know, you have to cook for people, and it's like, what are they going to tell you? Like, if they don't like it, like, I'd rather get their honest opinion. You know, I would give Joel a dish, you know, once a week, and, you know, because I just wanted his feedback.
Yeah. It shows passion too, man. It shows passion when you make a dish and you show it to the person that, you know, that's helping you out, and every week they come and they start noticing shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah, and like, you know, like there's this other dish that I did that I was really proud of, because I love chorizo, like chorizo con papas. That's like one of my favorite things to eat. And I was like, man, we should like I found this lady over here in K-Town. She has this little tortilleria, and I was able to get blue corn tortilla like tostadas like made from her.
Word.
And so I did like a tostada dish. It was octopus and like octopus and papas, but you know, we braised the octopus, and I made basically like a chorizo marinade. So you picked it up in the pan, and like we marinated the octopus in the chorizo marinade, because people think chorizo is like it's only pork, but it's what's going inside of it. It's the marinade, the spices. So you know, we made basically octopus chorizo, and we picked it up in a pan. We just basically, it was super basic, but it was just roasted potatoes, a salsa verde, and the octopus, and some cilantro and onion, and you know, finish it off with a little bit of crema and some onion and radish sprouts. And it's like, man, it literally took me back to like eating with my grandparents.
Bro,
you know?
I have to get out to fucking Cali, bro. You guys make some fucking food out there, bro. You got me hungry shit just now explaining that dish, bro.
I know, I'm getting hungry right now. I'm like, man, what am I
Fuck,
gonna eat?
man, I gotta make it out to Cali, bro. Like, fuck,
Dude,
that's
honestly,
it, man.
If you ever come out here, when you do come out here, let me know. You know, we'll take care of you.
Oh, bro, I listen, man. I've been trying to link up with Aaron. I've been trying to link up with you. I've been trying to link up with a lot of chefs out there in LA, man, because you guys doing some bomb ass shit, man.
Yeah, man, come out. Honestly, come out. Like, you know, I don't got a big place, but I definitely got a spot for you on my couch.
Oh, say less, bro. What's people's biggest misconception about you as a chef, man?
Um, Misconception is, I don't know. I mean, I've never really had anybody like any like negative misconception about it. Um, Maybe that people think that I know everything, but I don't, and I'm still learning. And like this whole chef game is a learning curve. Like you're never not learning. So it's like when I don't have the answers, it's like someone's like, "Wait, you don't know?" I'm like, "No, I don't actually. Like, teach me."
Yeah, man. It's always good to be humble, bro. Always good to be humble.
So it's like I think the misconception that all chefs get is that we know how to do everything, but we don't. Like we're all still learning every day.
Yeah, man. I tell people all the time, man. Where I work at now, even though it's corporate, the dishwasher that worked at many restaurants. And when I'm cooking, man, he comes up. This is Mexican dude, man. And he tells me how to do shit. Nah, put a little bit of lemon here. No way, ponle esto. And I listen, bro. I
Same,
listen.
same
I
thing, man.
listen.
This what a couple of my dishwashers were the same. Like I learned how to make tortillas from my dishwasher.
It's always good to be humble, bro.
And like I learned how to like my other Rosa, she was one of my dishwashers. She is Salvadorian and she makes really good Salvadorian tamales or tamales and pupusas. She taught me how to make pupusas and shit, and it's like
Oh,
she knows I love pupusas, and like it was my birthday, and obviously I was working, and she showed up to work. She handmade like 30 pupusas for all the staff and all of us so we can celebrate at work, and I'm like, this is like the most amazing thing that like I've ever seen. Like it's the
yeah,
power
man.
of it's the power of food that something like that, you know, that's the power that food has to bring people together.
Absolutely. Hey, before we head out, you have anything you want to say? About anything? You can speak your mind. Say what you want to say, brother.
I mean, I just want everybody that's out there, especially us, us chefs, us cooks, us restaurant industry people, just to stay positive, man. You know, some crazy times that we're going through right now, and it's only going to get crazier. But I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And I think when it does get better, we're all going to come out on top. And I just want everybody to stay positive and not get their head down. Continue to work on yourself. You know, even though you can't go out to eat, cook at home. Stay with your loved ones. Be positive. And then when you do want to go out to eat, if you guys can, fucking support your local restaurants, man. We all need your help right now. Whether it's just buying a gift card or something, or helping donating to a charity to help put food on other people's tables. That's what we need to do for each other right now. And I just want everybody to stay positive and keep their heads up because
So,
we are all in this together. No matter what we think, we are all together in this, and we just got to ride it out.
yeah. Hey, man. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, brother. Fucking, it was great chatting with you.